Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Backyard Vegetable Gardening channel. Today is January the 2nd, 2024, and I hope you're having a great day. Well, I got to thinking, guys, it's a new year. Everybody gets all excited about that kind of thing, and a lot of people are making New Year's resolutions, and some people are setting goals, and I guess I thought it'd probably be fitting if we talked about some things going forward. You know, I was really just brainstorming things. I don't know how you do, but for me, I like to ponder things in my mind. Gives me something useful to do. Not always enjoyable, but for the most part it is. And I was thinking, very thankful to have another year of life. I've been blessed with good health. Now, the reason we didn't have a video last week was because of 5 days of bad health. I had a terribly high fever, me and my son both, but we're thankful we're over that now, out of the woods, happy again. Didn't have to go to the doctor, no medicine, just the normal over-the-counter stuff and some good old home remedies. But I am thankful, another year of life. Got to see a lot of good things last year. Got a new grandbaby. That was always a blessing. Just wonderful, wonderful joy. Spent a lot of time with the grandbabies out in the garden. For those of you who know me personally, one of my greatest delights is seeing those little babies out there in the garden. They just have such a wonderful time. In fact, we had one bed out there that we tried to do some late brassicas, and that didn't work out. It got hot one day, and the broccoli went to seed just that fast, and so we cleaned it up, and I left a shade tarp over it, and boy, them babies had them a time all summer long. They had them a little tent to go to, nice little 4x8 tent, so they had fun. Learned a lot of lessons in 2024, particularly with my gardening pertaining to fertilization, especially. Had one of the, I guess, the best year in the garden we've ever had. We were harvesting, and people was getting so tickled to see our updates on our personal Facebook account, and had a lot of fun with that. Learned a lot. I'm thankful for all the new friends like you. You know, I might not ever meet you. Maybe we will. Who knows? It'd be a pleasure. But, through your hobbies, you can develop a lot of good friendships. And I've been one of those guys. I started life, our young adult life, and the only option I had was to put my head down and work. I didn't have time or the money to do a lot of things that we have come to enjoy to do. But it's certainly been wonderful. All the many friends that we've made just by simply gardening, sharing what we've done and what we like and what we don't like, and asking each other for advice. It's great fellowship. I've enjoyed that quite a bit, and I hope you find enjoyment in your garden. There's a lot of labor to things, especially when you're trying to raise enough food to, make a meaningful impact on the supply that you have. But the older you get, these old bodies ain't what they used to be. A little hard work. It's a lot more laborious. It's more tiresome. But and being out in the heat. Let's not forget about being out in the heat. That's tough on a lot of people. And I enjoy being out there. I enjoy, believe it or not, I enjoy sweating. Most of my day is spent inside office buildings. I'm a consultant it's what I do for a profession, an IT consultant. And so I spend a lot of my time indoors, climate controlled, and I find that my health was far better when I worked outside during my younger days. I know I was younger, that has a lot to do with it, but I also believe being outside in the unfiltered air, around organisms, that, I believe that was helpful too. But I was thinking about what I'm looking forward to. And I don't know if you've put a lot of thought into your well, into 2024. What you're looking forward to? Well, this is a gardening channel, so we'll keep it to gardening. And one of the things I'm looking forward to is I'm going to try to grow a spring and a fall crop of sweet corn and potatoes. I know we can do it. We almost did it this year. We would have had a really good fall harvest of corn, but a storm came through, blew it over, and I guess because it wasn't as warm as it was in the spring, it never stood back up. And I didn't go out there and try to straighten it up, because most of the time when that happens during the spring, it'll stand back up. But it didn't do it. So we lost almost a whole crop there. I bet I didn't get maybe 10 or 12 ears of corn. I was hoping for a couple hundred, but that's okay. And the potatoes too, boy, we was really close on that. We put them in the ground and didn't pay attention to them. Some of them rotted, but basically we just waited a few weeks too late. And that was a learning thing. This year we'll try to put them in just a few weeks earlier and see how that does. But that's what I'm looking forward to the most. We're growing 2 beds of garlic, which I've never done before. I never tried to grow garlic. Like garlic. Matter of fact, I really enjoy garlic. And we're growing 1 bed of bulbin onions, which is something we've never done. We've tried to grow a few here and there and have marginally been successful, but this year we're trying to go all out. In fact, we will be starting our seeds soon for our onions to get them out there before too awful long. Thought about doing it to have some ready for a future video, but I ain't made up my mind on that stuff yet. We will do a video when we start the seeds for the onions, but I tell you, one of the most exciting things that I think will happen in 2024 is the fruit garden that we've started. It started out with some strawberry plants, and then I seen the grandchildren having so much fun out there with the vegetables. I figured I'd give them a treat, and we started a strawberry patch. And this year they should produce well. They've matured well. We got a few handfuls of fruit here and there off the strawberry plants, but this year they ought to be mature enough to be bearing lots of fruit, and we really hope to do that. It's not a big garden, it's a little 4x4 box, so hopefully the grandbabies and me will have a wonderful time out there enjoying some good sweet strawberries. We planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blueberry bushes, and I've got one here with me now that I should have already planted, but it got really cold and I knew it would go dormant, but I'm really inexperienced with the berry bushes, so I got kind of scared that it might die being in the little pot it's in. I don't think it would now that I've thought about it a little more, but so we brought that in here, and that's going to be tremendously enjoyable, I think. We're going to have, what were they called? Let's see here. New Hanover, Pink Lemonade, and I can't remember the other variety. It starts with a C, maybe Conover. That sounds right, Conover. We bought the New Hanover and the Conover from the local blueberry farm, which we didn't know was around here. We stumbled upon it. Some of our friends did, and they told us about it, so we went and had us a day, picked some blueberries, and picked up a few bushes while we was there. And then my son, he started him a Navajo blackberry patch. His first little woodworking project all by himself. He built the trellises and dug the holes and poured the concrete and did a good job. I think he did. So we're looking forward to that. They look like they have rooted and took very well. And then, of course, we've got some new grapevines. Boy, I'll tell you what, we went all out this year hoping to have a good little harvest of fruit. We got the Catawba grapes and the Sunbelt grapes, and they're supposed to be very sweet. I don't know if I should expect any fruit this year on those. I'm rather curious though. We built a new trellis. It's more like a pergola. It's a funny story. We built the grandbabies a swing set, and that was a hit. Papa hit a home run. So I told Nana we got to have a place for us to sit, because we can't sit out there 3 or 4 hours without a place of our own to rest. And so that's how it started, and we built this thing. And I said, well, if I'm going to build this thing, I might as well make it some kind of a trellis, and we'll put some grapes and provide us some shade, plus have the good grapes to eat and be pretty. And well, that turned into a pair of those things, and well, it was a pair of them, we went ahead and made it a pergola. So that's what we did, and it turned out really good. But I don't know about the grapevines. I don't know how quick they'll grow and all that stuff. I know the ones we have outside right now, don't know what variety they are. They were here when we moved to this property several years ago. I'm not a particular fan of them. They're the type that have the skin that you gotta peel, and they got the seed in them, and I don't really enjoy their taste. I don't much care whether or not I have to peel a grape or get a seed out, but I just don't enjoy the taste of them too well. But I don't think they're table grapes to start with. My wife likes them, and she makes some juice, so they're out there. But every year, they go dormant, and they look pretty scraggly when they go dormant. But boy, do them things proliferate in the springtime of the year. Boy, they get big. They'll fill this little trellis system we got out there just really quickly and get really heavy. And so hopefully the Catawba and the Sunbelt will do the same. And then we kind of got an extra bonus this year. We trying some citrus in some containers. A lot of people around here who do citrus, we can't leave them outside all year. They have to be removed. They have to be brought indoors because they just can't take our winters. They just don't do well. We got 2 Meyer lemon trees and 2 navel orange trees, so that's going to be pretty interesting. They're in here now. We've got one in the house. That was the first one, is a Meyer lemon. Bought it at the end of the season, and it's still doing good. I got it near a window. It gets a couple hours, 4 hours a day or something of good light, and we water it just about once a week. And then we've got some in here in my office where they're under grow lights, so they've done a little bit better in here. In fact, the blueberry plant that we've got in here has probably done better than it should have. I think what had happened was it had went dormant when I brought it in, and it's already started to revive itself. So, but that's okay. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not we can grow some good citrus and see what the challenges are associated with it. But folks, that's what I'm looking forward to in 2024. And maybe you haven't got that far along yet. Maybe you haven't thought about what your goals are going to be in your garden this year. And I just encourage you, goals are good. And make sure that when you do make a goal, make sure that you can measure it. Don't just lay a blanket statement out there. Make sure that it's something that you can say, yay, I did good on, or nay, I did bad on, because that's how we get better. And when we push ourselves, it encourages us to develop. And as a gardener, I'm fairly new to gardening, and I quickly fell in love with it. Everything about it. It's wonderful for your physical health. It's wonderful for your mental well-being. You can have great fellowship out there, and you get to provide food for your family, and you don't have to go to the grocery store. That's one of our ultimate goals, is not to have to go to the grocery store to buy our produce. And it's a learning thing. We've only been doing this, 3, 4, 5 years, something like that. And I'm telling you, it gives you something to look forward to. So I hope that you've made some plans for this year. And if not, I hope you take some time to think about what you'd like to be doing in your garden when the season warms up. Go ahead and get you a variety of crops that you want to grow, and go ahead and start counting back and seeing when you start your seeds, and start laying out for where you're going to plant them at, and just have fun with it, folks. Well, certainly my pleasure to be with you. Do look forward to a wonderful 2024. No matter what's going on in the world, unless something catastrophic happens, I plan on enjoying it to the fullest, and I strongly recommend that you do the same. Well, folks, thank you for joining us. We'll see you again. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.